Oh, I'm gonna do a regular walking home tonight. Last night I did a Facebook Live. I don't even know if it went up. Anyways, so it was funny to me today that I'm gonna take my hat off. I went out and said hi to the utility workers when they came by. And the one guy was saying, your name's kind of hard to pronounce. And he reminds me of this older gentleman we have at work. We'll call him Jay, who's also Latino. Very, very similar, just very cheerful personality, hard worker, real nice guy. He's been with the company forever. So it was remarkable. It was like his twin almost. So he said, what is your name again? I told him that. It's Heather. And he said, oh, that's very hard to say, because he's Latino. And he said, you need a good Spanish name. And I said, how about Rosa? And I don't know, it just popped up. And he said, oh, I like that. So Rosa, So anyways, and he said, goodbye, Rosa, and I was leaving. And so I went to work and I mentioned this to one or two of my coworkers. And it's like they're really excited about this. And what I thought was interesting on the way home was, I was wondering about this alias, what alias, do I want an alias? I kind of had one with Ron. He used to call me Root, and, it's my name for 29 years, do I want to be this now? And there's this very opinionated older lady who's very brusque and kind of confrontational with people. And she was riding the bus tonight, and she was, it looks like the buzzards got that roadkill. And, I was telling the story to somebody, and I said, I'm just trying to figure out the name. I said, oh, Rosa. I'm like, huh? Of all the names in the world, she picked the one I was thinking of. So I thought that was very funny. So anyways, I guess that's my Latina alias is Rosa now. So that's fine. But work was pretty busy, and I don't mind that it gets intense sometimes because the day goes fast. I like that. In my last job, there were times when I would be sitting around in the cafeteria at work, waiting on a delivery to come, watching Jose Grignon on Channel 26, getting really, really sick of Jose Grignon. No offense to the man, but he's just not somebody I wanted to watch every day. And it was very tedious and long, and I hated that a lot more than I hate anything about my current job. So, and apparently there was a glitch with the app when I went to lunch last week, and it was saying that I never had a lunch. And they actually called my boss and me into personnel over this. And I told her, my boss, I said, I always take my lunch. She was nice about it, and it just took a while getting everything fixed. And okay, you live there, I hope. He's getting groceries, okay. So so we got that sorted out, and then I went to lunch, and she teased me a little, which is good, and I think she was better after that for some reason. But I think because I stood up and said immediately, no, I got my lunch. It's just the app is glitchy. If I clock out for lunch on the sales floor, it doesn't seem to acknowledge that I've clocked out. It says oh, you're out, you're on your lunch. It'll confirm that, but it doesn't. And then, 20 minutes later, I look and it says I'm still logged in. So, yeah, that's an issue. And I thought I had fixed it on my own, but I couldn't. So, anyways, so that was all fixed. But she doesn't work tomorrow. We have some new people, and I don't think one of them is going to last very long, because she was already basically complaining that they were pushing her too hard. And I think I don't want to make this a generational thing, but as a Generation X, I grew up watching my dad kill himself at work. I remember one time I came home from school and Dad was walking around the house, and I said, Dad, what are you doing at home? He said, I had the flu, they sent me home. And he was very aggravated about it. And it was just so surreal seeing Dad walk around the house in the middle of the day. Because, he would leave early, he would come home late, kind of like the guy next door. And that's just how you worked, you worked hard to provide for your family. But I think maybe, I don't know for sure, but I think maybe that since then they have been telling kids, that being emotionally satisfied at work is what's important, and you have to be respected, and this and that and the other. I'd never been respected at work, ever. So, or home for that matter. And so, I turn around. Okay. For some reason, I have zero fear level tonight. Well, not fear, but caution. I don't really feel like I need to be cautious for some reason. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't have a safety net. I have to make a living to provide for myself and my cats. If I can't do that, then I'm in big trouble. And I'm too proud. I hate to ask for help. I hate it. In the past, it has been very expensive to ask for help. So, I'm thinking mainly with Ron's family. It was bad. So, happily they disowned us, so I didn't have them holding that over me the rest of my life. But, I wonder if his brother and sister, they were older than him, have dementia yet. Because I'm certain they will, if they haven't already. And the nephews and their kids. It's extremely genetic, whatever Ron had going, so. I'm glad I never had kids with him. I would hate to know my kid was going to grow up and face that, so. Anyways, work was good. The paycheck drops tonight sometime, and I need to figure out my delivery order. I'm getting a Walmart order. Ideally, I would like to get some kind of HEB delivery order. I like that fancy cheese a lot, but that's a long ride to Washington to get it. So if I can have somebody bring it, that would be nice. And what was funny is, tonight I had a Spark driver come up to me for help. We know each other. We're acquainted because, I see him a lot. And I always tease him that we need to give him a vest. And he had some, he doesn't speak a word of English. But he, I think he understands it a little, but he can't speak it, or he won't, not to me. But, so he showed me some stuff. And, it was indicated with his hands that he was very aggravated trying to find it, and I got all 3 items for him in less than 5 minutes, so he was happy. And he was indicating how happy he was and grateful. I'm thinking now maybe he's deaf. I don't know. But anyways, I told him Dr. Pepper and I'm drinking, so he'll bring me a soda one day. But yeah, so some kind of grocery delivery and Walmart delivery. I want to get another one of those little grills. They're like $25. And some charcoal, lighter fluid, wood chips, a couple of basting brushes, and on the grocery end of things, some more chicken leg quarters, because those are really good smoked. And I have a fair amount of sausage, but maybe like my hair is just frizzy today. I didn't put anything in it. Maybe that's the problem. But milk. I need to get stuff to make my protein shakes. Creatine levels are okay, I think, but the whey protein. I need more whey protein. Now, the interesting thing, sometimes buying stuff from Walmart.com, they have like coupons I can use, and I get Walmart cash for that. I have been doing that with the Persil laundry detergent packs. It costs $5, but I get 2 back, so that's a pretty good deal. And even the store brand isn't that cheap. So now it's like 70 degrees out and they're running their AC. I would hate to see that electric bills. So, and some more, like a little bit bottled water maybe. I'm trying to just figure out what the drivers like and get that and my other recipients, because I have a different recipients, I have like the retail worker, the bus driver, the worker riding the bus, the homeless person on the bus, Those are some of my primary recipients right there. And then I have like the teenage kids that come shop at my goodie box on the porch. I did put the Hope booklets out today. And some New Testaments in English and Spanish. So maybe somebody took some. Why, hello. I see a handsome black cat. Hi there. Hello. I see you. I see you. I see you. Hi there. What a nice little boy. So silky. That's how you can tell he has a home, because he's very soft and silky. His fur is beautiful. He's obviously well loved. He just likes to roam around. He's a tomcat, so and I have some pretty good grain-free cat food at home, so he may be interested in that. He also likes to eat the leftovers of the wet food that have been sitting out all day. I mean, that's not safe from a human perspective, but he loves that stuff. And I don't think my cats care. They don't want it, so. But, yeah, he's good. He's a nice little boy. I love black cats. I have known a wonderful black cat in my life. Ron was so devastated the night we put Bubba down. He had a blackout, and he just roamed the house sobbing, crying Bubba's name. And there's a lady jogging at night in this neighborhood. I don't recognize her either. GoPro, get your GoPro. Yeah, if they know you got a camera, they won't be as inclined to cause trouble. I have found that out. Seems like a nice lady. Oh, I got something. What is this? Okay. To my neighbor. Okay. To my neighbor can go in the trash. And the T-Mobile 5G thing, I don't have a working computer. I just have the phone. The phone works fine. I'm glad God gave me the idea to just go to the phone alone. Now, I do miss having a keyboard sometimes, but I'll be okay. And we can see what the neighbors got up to today. I mean, what the contractors got to do. I can still see that leak over here. So I guess that's on the list of things to be fixed. But that's her yard, that's not mine. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, that looks pretty significant. Me, it looks like it did yesterday. So let's see. I couldn't really film it yesterday because there was some crazy dude running around. And he was like cursing a lot, and he was using female pronouns, like she and her, and that bitch, and I'm sorry, and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to be around this man. So me, it looks okay. They just did this. It looks like they dug it up some more. And yeah, they dug it up some more, I can tell. Alright, so Mr. Happy Cat. Oh, Papa's? Papa's? What? He's looking up down the street at something. Whatever it is, I don't see it. Okay, yeah, but that's how you get stepped on. Okay, and emergency vets are extraordinarily expensive these days. I don't see how anybody can afford to take their cat to the vet. Alright, so go to the house. The lights are on. Oops! Yeah! I lost the buggy, but I had enough bungees on here. Now, my driver was complaining she was having a little bit of a pain issue. So I was digging around in the buggy trying to find my arnica roll-on. Never did find that, but I got her some arnica tablets and some pain patches. I like the little pain patches from Dollar Tree. So she just kind of, it's like an overused thing, so she'll be okay, but it's always good baby. And she wanted to know how I hurt my arm last year, which I thought was interesting. So I told her I had an accident on Metro, and she wanted the details, so I gave it. And, I emphasized I'm not vindictive. I didn't want to, that's my mission field. Well, hello. Hi, Mr. Kitty Cat. Spotty went out, and he's probably going to go talk to Mr. Black Kitty. But I said, this is my mission field. I'm not going to ruin it just to, make a point or try to get a buck. And I said, I just handled it on my own. So she's got that. I said that the accident video is out there, though. I would be interested to see it because I know I got boosted out of that seat, let me tell you. So I the money ran low on this budget, so I could say this because by the time you watch it, my new paycheck will have dropped. But so that ran kind of low. But the sorry, I'm tired. So I was getting these $1 value sodas, the 2 liters, and putting them in my water bottle, and that just was not good. It was almost worse than no soda at all. So I need to figure out what I'm doing soda-wise for my next couple weeks here. But for now, I'm going to put the water bottle in the fridge. I need to figure out dinner, and I need to see if I have water. So I'm going to put the water bottle in the fridge, and I don't have any drinks in the fridge. Okay, so I thought it was interesting. One of my drivers was asking me what uses I could find for a smoked chicken leg quarter. So I started giving him a laundry list, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So I don't know what he was expecting to hear, but I don't, and my other driver was telling me, oh, there are a lot of taco trucks on Washington. I'm like, Washington Avenue is spendy and fancy, spendy, trendy, whatever you want to call it. And that's not really my kind of deal. Well, I got water. That's good. All right. Okay. Well, that's it.